there, yogis, friends, and colleagues. If it has been a long day for you, like it has for me, then this practice is for you. If it's been a long day of meetings and phone calls, and you're just feeling a little mentally and physically spent, but you want to get on your mat so that you can reset and enjoy the rest of your evening, let's get right to it. And we'll start on our back. Okay, so let's start on our back in a constructive rest position. So take the feet out wide and knock the knees in together. Hands come to the low belly, and you can close the eyes here. Start to feel the breath move through your body as you relax into the earth here. Just feel nice and heavy. Take some big breaths in and feel that belly lift up, pressing into the hands. As you exhale, feel the low back press into the mat gently. Another nice big breath in. And a long breath out. And now let's take that left leg long on the mat if it feels good and hug the right knee into the chest. Just a nice gentle squeeze here. You can flex that right foot towards your shin. So when it's been a long day, I often find that I do need to do a little movement to just kind of flush out whatever stress or negative emotions that I'm having. And so you kind of flush out some of that energy, and then you settle into some nice juicy stretches to kind of set you into that evening time, after work mode. All right, release that right leg on down, straight on the mat, and then hug the left knee in. Nice and easy here. Flex the toes towards the shins. And just keep with that nice, easy, rhythmic breathing. Okay, take that left leg out long, and then reach your arms overhead. Sweep those hands down and roll yourself up to a seat. Very nice, very nice. Let's actually come on up to stand. So like I said, we're gonna get a little movement, get a little bit of that energy flowing out. So just make your way to stand at the top of the mat. Press your feet down into the earth, all four corners pressing nice and strong. Shrug those shoulders up by the ears and let them fall away. Let's do some arm circles. So just take that right arm up and behind you, down, forward, up, behind you, down. Try to keep the rest of your torso and your hips relatively stable, just opening up through that shoulder. Circles don't need to be quite as big as what I'm endeavoring to do here. Just get the juices flowing in the upper body. And just rest the right arm down and just do the left arm. So do that left arm forward and up, back and down. And maybe they get a little bit bigger as you go. Sometimes we're so stable as we work through the day, so it feels good to just move. Then rest that left hand on down. So one of my favorite things to do to kind of rid the body of negative energy or just let some stuff go is this next move, which uses our breath and our movements of the body. You might want to watch me first before we all do it together. And you might want to take your feet out just a little bit wider than what they'd be, about hip width distance, so you can just feel nice and stable and rooted into those feet. So we're going to inhale the arms straight up overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to bend the knees and forceful exhale as we swing the arms back. Inhale, straighten the legs up, look up. Exhale, bend, forceful exhale. Inhale up, hope you're doing this with me now. And inhale, fill up, reach up, stretch. As you exhale, just think of letting it go. It's almost like you're a skier as you come on down. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, let it go. One more time, inhale, come on up, really stretch. Exhale. And now straighten back up to stand, bring the hands to heart center. Gonna move through some modified sun salutations. Inhale, reach the arms up. You can take them out to the side. Thumbs might touch at the top. Exhale, bring the hands through, bow, forward fold. Fingertips to the earth if you can. Then inhale, halfway lift, flat back here. Hold it here, reaching the crown of the head forward. And we're gonna just take our hips straight back as the arms come forward. Just sink down into a little squat. And then rise up, straight up to the sky, baby back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. And if that felt a little tough to stay nice and balanced, you can heel toe those feet out a little bit further. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, bow. Nice straight legs, or maybe a little bend in the knees is cool. Fingertips to the earth. Inhale, come forward, flat back. Press the palms into the shins. Hold it here for just a moment. And envision that squat as you start to send those hips back as the arms come forward. Heels are pressing into the earth. If the heels feel like they need to come off, just stop. That's your stopping point. Inhale, rise up, straight legs, reach up, back bend. Nice and open here. Exhale, stand up tall. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Fingertips down, and then rise up, flat back, nice and strong, abs engaged. Exhale, sink the hips back, arms come forward, chair, or really low chair, squat. And then inhale, rise up, take the energy to the sky, back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring those hands down by the hips. Heel toe the feet out even a little bit wider. And the toes can start to point out at about a 45-degree angle, heels in. So my heels are almost mat width distance apart. I'm getting super wide here because we're going to take our energy up to the sky, look up, and as we exhale, we're going to sink into our Malasana squat. So those knees are tracking over the toes, and we just sink it all the way down. Nice and long spine here. My heels are still pressing into the earth here. If your heels lift a little bit, that is okay. And if you're not as deep, that is okay too. We're getting into those hips where we hold so much energy. And where we're sitting all day, those hips are in a nice crunched up position. So to get a little juice flowing and stretch happening is a good feeling. My hands are in prayer position at my chest. Elbows are helping to coax those knees over the toes, but we're not forcing anything here. And then inhale, really sit up nice and tall. Think of getting long through the spine. Exhale, take those fingertips down to the earth, and we're gonna lift up just a little bit so that we can step that left foot all the way to the back of the mat and heel toe that right foot in. We're gonna drop the back knee down and rise up, low lunge. Reach up, back toes untucked. Sink the hips forward while still tucking that tailbone and feeling engaged in the low belly. And then let's find a nice little easy twist here to the right. So the left hand can come to the outside of the right thigh, and the right arm can reach back. Nice energy through that right hand. And then let's take that right hand to the sky as the left hand reaches to the inside of the right foot. Open twist here. Gaze up towards that right thumb. Really press into the left hand so you're not dipping into that bottom shoulder. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale, windmill that right hand down to the inside of the right foot. Heel toe that foot back out again. Bring the chest forward through the arms, look forward. Lizard pose here. You can tuck the back toes if it feels better. And if it's tough on your knee here, I totally get you. You can lift off of the back knee. Give that kneecap a little bit of a break. Big stretch through the hip flexors here. Both the right leg and the left leg. It's a twofer. And as you breathe in, just again, think of lifting the crown of the head, chest forward. As you exhale, settle into that nice stretch. You can stay here, or you can come onto the outer edge of the right foot to get a little different sensation in that hip as the knee comes out. Remember to breathe. Remember to be here. It's so good that we're here. We're done with our day. I hope this is marking the end to your day like it is for me. A nice little transition time. If you have that knee out to the side, you can come back onto the sole of the right foot and point those right toes out. Set yourself up to come back into that Malasana squat. So tuck the toes and lift the knee if it's not lifted already. And then just step that left foot forward outside of the left hand, sink down, find your Malasana squat. Hands come to prayer position. Really root in through those heels if they're on the ground, and lift through the crown of the head so that you're nice and long in the spine. Fingertips can come to the earth. Let's press our hips up to a forward fold. Heel toe those feet in so that they're behind the wrists, and then grab opposite elbows. Just ragdoll and hang out here. And now take those fingertips back down to the earth. Heel toe the feet out. Refind that Malasana squat. I know your hips are just loving me tonight. Lift the crown of the head. Fingertips down to the earth. And let's step our right foot to the back of the mat as we heel toe that left foot in. Drop the back knee down. Untuck the toes and rise up. Low lunge. Just find your low lunge here. Find that nice stretch through the front of the right thigh. And envision and set up your twist. Easy twist. Right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Energy in to that left arm. Oftentimes I don't even notice that my arm is not quite reaching straight out from my shoulder. Try to find that action here. And then just teeter-totter that right hand to the inside of the left foot. Right arm reaches straight up to the sky. Look up to that left thumb. And then take that left hand to the inside of the left foot. Heel toe the left foot back out, setting up for a lizard pose. So inhale the chest through the arms, gaze goes forward. If your knee's talking to you, you can tuck those toes. Big old stretch through the front of the right thigh, and a nice stretch for the left hip flexor as well. If you'd like, you can come onto the outer edge of that left foot, coaxing that left knee out, and just continually try to refine the length in the spine and settle into the stretch. Nice work. Come on, back onto the sole of that left foot. Heel toe that left foot out just a bit. But this time we're going to come off of the back knee and step our way back to a table pose. So just settle in, start to find that table, shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, and drop the belly, lift the chest and gaze. Always an awesome reset. Cow pose. Exhale, press into the hands, round the spine. Now find your neutral table here. We're going to dig into those shoulders yet again. So take that right hand forward, bicep by the ear. And then just reach that hand up, circle up, open the torso. And as you take the arm back, hips to the heels, little child's pose action. Now let's find that circle here. So swing the arm forward and up, back and down. Drag those fingertips on the mat. Moving the hips with the shoulder, with the arm here. And then next time your right hand is up to the sky, look at that thumb, stay there, nice open position, and thread the needle. Right arm threads underneath the left. Maybe you can even get that shoulder to the mat, side of the head to the mat. Big upper back stretch here. Press into the left hand to unwind. Take that hand back up to the sky. Find that open position. And then re-find your table. Turn the fingertips towards your knees. Little break for the wrists. Oh, so good after a long day. And however far back you can sit on those heels to give your wrists a stretch. Choose your adventure. My adventure isn't very far from home. All right, come back up to table position with the hips over the knees, and then refine those fingertips pointing forward. Let's do the shoulder circles and stretches on the other side. So take that left arm straight forward, bicep by the ear. Then reach the arm up as we open up with the torso. Hand goes back and hips go back. Drag the left hand on the mat. Reach it forward and up. As big or small, as exaggerated or baby as you want these circles to be. Reach it up. Take it back. And this time when that left hand comes high to the sky, stay there, really open up and look to that left thumb. Thread the needle. Left arm comes under the right. And whenever you're feeling that back stretch is where you are supposed to be. I'm gonna take the side of my head down to the mat, along with my microphone that's flopping around very distractingly. It's been that kind of day. So I've got my left shoulder resting on the mat, along with the side of my head. Right hand is pressing in. Feel a good stretch through that left shoulder blade and my upper back. Press into the right hand, unwind, unthread the needle. Reach back up, find that open position. Then come on down. Table pose, re-find it. Sit your hips back on your heels. Bring those knees so that they're in parallel. And you're sitting, hip bones are directly back onto the heels. This is one of those hurts so good poses, especially if you've been wearing shoes all day long. And while we're in a work from home situation at the moment, if you do find yourself wearing high heels, this one is for you. And I apologize in advance, because if you're like me, it can be painful. Come up onto those fingertips so that you can tuck the toes behind you. And you might already be feeling it a little bit, but you're gonna walk those fingertips in so that you can sit the hips back on the heels and get the shoulders over the hips. So it's kind of a toe sit in a way. And it can be a really nice stretch for the bottoms of your feet, like I said, that are constricted in shoes all day long. And it can also have some interesting sensations for your toes. Interesting in a good way? You can tell me. Breathe into it. So good after a long day. All right, bring those fingertips forward. Untuck the toes, unless you just really love that toe stretch. We're gonna hang out on our shins here for a moment. So just bring those hands out to a T, and then take the right arm, cross it under the left, and then bring the hands in towards your face, and you can find this eagle arm wrap, palms pressed together, if that's available to you. Bring the elbows up, and gaze into the crook of those elbows. If this type of position with the hands is not happening, that is not a big deal at all. You can just give yourself a really nice bear hug here. You're still gonna be getting that wonderful upper back stretch. Exhale, unwind. Take the hands out to a T, maybe lift the chest, just feel nice and open here. And then left arm under right, let's just do the other side. Pressing the palms or pressing the fingertips together. It's really easy to find the elbows down here. Let's lift them up. Nice pride in our eagle arms. Feeling a big stretch between the shoulder blades and behind those shoulder blades. Nice work. Unwind the stretch. Bring the arms out to a T. Just feel that nice expansion here. And actually, let's take our fingertips behind us. Press into the fingertips. Lift the chest. Shoulders away from the ears. Maybe the head drops back. Take a few breaths here. Okay, press into those hands to come back up to sit. And then you can just find your comfortable seat, which might be exactly where we are. I am going to find a cross-legged seat. But again, it's whatever is comfortable for you and feels good to wrap up our practice. Take those hands to the knees. Sit up nice and tall. And once you're settled in, it might feel good to kind of close off the sensations around you by closing the eyes or taking the gaze towards the floor. Little moving the energy through the body, physically moving, tuning into our breath, getting into some of those deep, creaky places like hips and shoulders. Can feel good after a long day and be just what the doctor ordered. So it's good for us physically, but it's also a good vibe mentally and emotionally. But it is that marker that allows us to say, okay, that part of the day is done. I've done something for myself to transition to the next part of the day. It's not an easy practice, though. It doesn't always happen for us. So if we sit here, we're still feeling a little bit of that anxious energy, negative energy, tension. Try to tune into that now and actively release it. So with each exhale, send the breath somewhere in the body that seems to be holding on to something from the day. Often it is tension. And then as you inhale, fill up. Fill up with the knowledge that you've done something good for yourself. Fill up with the knowledge that despite all odds, after a long day, you've made the decision to take care of yourself. That this yoga practice isn't just another thing on your to-do list, it is part of your life. Part of what keeps you going, part of what marks those transitions. You should be proud of yourself in this moment. Take that self-esteem, that positivity, this relaxed sensation through the rest of your evening. You can flutter the eyes open if you had them closed. I wish all of those things for you tonight. Hope you have a wonderful evening, wonderful next day, wonderful next week, and I hope to see you on the mat again.